Moses was commanded to take a census of the tribe of Levi by clans and families, counting every male Levite 30 to 50 years old. He was to first count the Kohathites. When the camp of Israel broke to travel, a blue cloth was to be spread over the table of showbread and loaves of the showbread. Upon this covering, the dishes, incense pans, offering bowls, and pitchers were to be placed. On top of the utensils was placed a scarlet cloth and a covering of fine leather. Finally, the table's poles were inserted so it could be carried by pre-selected Kohathites. Likewise, a blue cloth was spread over the altar of incense. Upon this was draped a covering of fine leather. Into its rings were placed 2 gold-plated acacia wooden carrying poles. The altar of incense was then carried by pre-selected Kohathites. As for its utensils, they were wrapped in a blue cloth and put into a carrying frame, which then was covered by a covering of fine leather. The menorah, its lamps, its tongs, trays, and jars were covered by a blue cloth. Then they were to be wrapped in leather and laid upon a carrying tray. This carrying tray would be borne by pre-selected Kohathites. While the holy furniture was prepared for transport, the altar of burnt offering would be scraped ritualistically pure of the greasy ashes before a purple cloth was spread over it. Upon this purple cloth was placed all of its utensils, over which a fine leathern cover was draped. After its carrying poles were inserted, the altar of burnt offering was carried by pre-selected Kohathites. Just as had been stated in Genesis 32:12, the Eternal One said through Hosea that the children of Israel shall be as the sand which can be neither measured nor counted. After making peace, the house of Israel and the house of Judah would be united. At that time, they would appoint a leader over them. It would be at that time that the day of Jezreel, or the era when the crimes of blood would be avenged in the Jezreel Valley, and that the name of the valley would be a peaceful name again. The judgment would be a sign of redemptive restoration, as the men would be called my people and pitied. However, for now, Hosea would rebuke the Jewish people for their spiritual infidelity. If they would not remove their spiritual prostitution from them completely, Adonai would severely and completely punish them with making them strip the blessing and having no mercy for their descendants. They have wanted to be blessed with benefits from people and things other than Him. He would make them fall to the point where they had no choice but to return to Him. Eventually He would return blessing to them for returning to Him. They would call Him their spiritual husband and no longer their master. He would remove all traces of Baal from them and make a covenant between Himself and them, with all creation standing out as witnesses. Additionally, He would betroth Himself to them in righteousness, faithfulness, justice, grace, and compassion perpetually. The King of the universe would answer the sky, which would send rain. The earth would respond to the rain by yielding the people with corn, wine, and oil in Jezreel. The valley would be where all these blessings would be sown at. This would be a sign of Him having pity on the non-pitied, and declaring, not my people as you are my people. When He would call them my people, they would respond with, You are my God. Hosea 2:1 or 10 or 1:10 through 2:22 or verse 20. Just as the body has many different parts, the church needs Messianic Jews and Christians with these varying functions to evangelize and serve the Master. The Christian who is serving in the seemingly least important way is just as essential as the presbyter who leads his parish. Great dignity is shown typically to those serving in the least important way, just as the least important parts of the body are often the ones we adore more. This is, in a way, a reflection of what Christ said concerning the kingdom, and that the least would be the greatest. Now, just as an injured body part can make the whole body suffer, a Messianic Jew or Christian that is suffering makes the whole church suffer, or at the very least, his parish suffer. By divine order, the functionality of the church is set up from first to last: emissaries, prophets, teachers, miracle workers, healers, helpers, administrators, and those who speak in various tongues. 1 Corinthians 12:12 through 31.